If you're looking to buy a house and then sell your current house and use those proceeds to buy that house, to buy the new one, there are a lot of different ways that you can go about doing it, but there's one way which seems like it might work that 99.99% of the time absolutely will not work, and it's going to leave you in a very bad position and potentially missing the house of your dreams. This is Steve, real estate agent with the Malone Realty Group at eXp Realty. Hope you're doing well. So, premise of this video, and I'll make it real quick. Let's say you want to buy a house, sell your current house, buy the next house. What are your options that you can do to be sure that you're not going to be homeless? Because that is a real fear in this market, that if you sell it, you may not have somewhere to go, and then what are you going to do? So there are several options you can do. Number one option is you can we can get the house ready to sell. Okay, so we get the house cleaned, we get it staged. You paint the walls, do the carpet, stuff like that. We get it photographed, we do the listing. Everything is ready to go. We don't officially list it yet, but the listing is ready to go. All I have to do is hit the go button, and we're gone. So the listing's ready to go. At that point, we start looking for houses. We find the right house for you. And once it's the right house and we put in the offer, then as we put in the offer, contingent on the sale of your house, call the agent and say, look, I know it doesn't show that it's on the market, but this is a listing. We'll even email them the pictures and the description and everything. Say, look, we're going to get this thing sold in like 3 minutes. So this is a listing. It's ready to go. As soon as you sign, we hit the go button and we're gone and we're on the market. You can do it that way. I did it that way earlier this year with some good friends, and we were able to do that perfectly. Had their house ready to go, had it photographed, had the listing done, and then we found their house. Once we found their house and got it under contract, that's when we actually listed the house, got it sold, and everything worked out. All right, so that's number one thing you can do. Number two thing you can do is let's list the house, and we're going to negotiate a longer closing time, and we're just going to kind of throw it up in the air, and let's hope it all lands where it's supposed to land. Give ourselves some time to find the next house. So we list it, get it under contract, and then we go find your house. And we give it, again, maybe 2 months, 2.5 months. Let's see if we can find that next house. Yes, that does come with a little more risk. Maybe you don't find the next house. That's why I kind of like the first thing first that we talked about, where you get the house ready to list, then we go find the next house. Number three is there are programs that our company works with that some of the companies that we work with, they help and buy the next house for you. You run it from them. You turn around and sell your house, and once you sell your house, you buy your house from that holding company, so to speak. And there's a lot of companies that do that. We partner with them, and that allows for you to find the next house, you move, empty the previous house, and get it sold. It's very easy process. It does cost a little bit more at the end of the day, but it's a little bit more, and it provides a lot more kind of ease of mind when it comes to it. So that's an option too. So those are your three options. The fourth option that a lot of people think to themselves, maybe we'll do it this way, sounds like a great option. Sounds like a logical option, but in reality, it does not work. And that is, let's go out and start looking at some houses. Find the perfect house. And once we find the perfect house, that's when we're going to actually start getting the ball rolling on getting our house ready. And we'll clean it. We'll get the carpet cleaners in there. We'll get the stager in there. We'll take the pictures, write it up, and everything. And within a week to 2 weeks, we'll get the house on the market and get it sold. That sounds like a perfectly good option. You can even write that offer if you want to. There's nothing that says that you can't write that offer. The reality of the situation is listing agents are not going to accept that offer. Sellers are not going to accept that offer. From everything that we've seen in the last 4 years of us being in business, they're not going to take that, especially in this market. In this market, there's multiple offers. A lot of them are cash. A lot of them are very strong conventional offers. A lot of them are not contingent on the sale of their house. So for somebody to take an offer that is not only contingent on the sale of a house, but it's contingent on the sale of a house that won't be on the market for 2 weeks, sellers are not going to go for that. We've watched it. Listing agents are not going to go for that. We've watched it. I've been a listing agent. I rarely get those situations because I think a lot of agents tell their people you can't really do that. But on the off chance that we do get that, we just say we can't accept an offer contingent on a house that's not on the market yet, because then the reality is we're hoping that house goes on the market in a couple weeks, and there's no guarantees that it will. There's just too many things up in the air. While it sounds like a great idea, unfortunately, the way that the market works, in our opinion, the sellers aren't going to accept it. Listing agents aren't going to advise their people to accept it. It's just not going to work that way. So, again, the best way, if you're going to buy a house and you're going to sell a house to pay for that new house, that's the best way to go about it. You either need to have the listing ready to go, so that way once you go under contract, you can list it. That's number one. Number two, list your home, get it under contract, and you've got 45, 60, maybe 75 days if we can negotiate it right to find the next house. That's two. Or three, let's go ahead, we'll find the next home. We'll use one of those companies that they'll buy it for us for cash. We'll rent it from them. And once you sell your house, you pay for both of them, or you close on both houses, so to speak. You sell and then you buy the next house. Those are the three options. Unfortunately, that fourth option, a lot of people want to go to, which is let's go ahead, let's get that home first. Once we really like the house and that's the one we want, then we'll get our house ready. And it's going to take a week to 2 weeks, and it's just not going to work. And unfortunately, if you approach it that way, you could find the ultimate dream house for you and for your family, the house that works absolutely perfectly. And the reality is you're going to miss that house because you're not ready to sell your current house. It just is what it is. So I want you to have power. I want you to have that knowledge before going out there and trying to find that next house. Know what you need to do with the first house. If you have any questions about that, about what does make the most sense for you and your family, give me a call, 470-233-4409. Steve with the Malone Realty Group at EXP. Take care. Bye.